Good morning, my beautiful friends. It's Aunt Mimi and Pancake, who I think I just woke up from her nap. Sorry. She'll go back to sleep. Oh, it's Tuesday, and it's so exciting because look what came yesterday. 1,000,000 books. I mean, it's not 1,000,000, it's like 30 books, but I'm so excited. Brad found them on eBay, I think. It was like 30 books for, I don't know, $15 or something. It's great. They're used, but I don't care because you can still read the stories. So I'm excited. One of them is a Christmas book, so can't read that one until Christmas, but just so you know, if I'm still doing this at Christmas time, we've got at least one Christmas book. Actually, I think technically I have two. I think I already have a Christmas book somewhere in my house, I'm sure. Anyway, today I'm going to read Alice in Wonderland. I'm so excited. A lot of these books are like ones from movies that I watched when I was a kid. And probably a lot of you have seen because your parents probably watched the movies as kids, and they like them so much that they share them with you. So yeah, I'm excited about this. So yeah, here we go. Alice in Wonderland. There's actually two of these books, and they both tell the story, but in a different way, which is really interesting. So I'll probably read both of them eventually. Not like right after each other. That's kind of a lot. But here we go. Let's see if we can do this. One golden spring day, a young girl named Alice was sitting by the river, listening to her sister read aloud from a history book. At least, that's what Alice was supposed to be doing. Instead, she was playing with Dinah, her cat, which was more fun. Her older sister looks like her mother. Or could be her mother. "I wish you could talk back to me, Dinah," she said. "I'm sure you would have many interesting things to say." The sun was so bright and the air was so warm that Alice was soon daydreaming. Slowly, her head began to nod. She snapped to attention, however, when a large white rabbit went dashing by. Strangely, he was wearing a waistcoat and a bow tie and carrying a huge pocket watch. Even more strangely, he was talking to himself. I'm late for a very important date," the white rabbit muttered as he went along. In a flash, Alice was on her feet, chasing after him. Still fretting, the rabbit took a giant hop into a hollow tree, exclaiming, "Oh, my fur and whiskers! I'm late! Alice thought that he might be late for a party, so she followed him into the tree. Sounds right. Suddenly, Alice stumbled, then tumbled head over heels into a deep hole. After a while, instead of falling faster, she began to fall slower and slower until she was floating more than falling. Alice landed gently just in time to see the rabbit's white puff of a tail disappear behind a tiny door. Since she was too big to follow the white rabbit, Alice wandered off by herself. Alice soon discovered she had entered a strange and wondrous land. It was full of the oddest creatures she had ever seen. There were talking birds and walking fish. There was also a Cheshire cat, with the whitest of grins, who kept appearing and disappearing, and sometimes only the cat's grin could be seen. Interesting. Alice thought the creatures all seemed quite at home in this topsy-turvy wonderland. She hoped one of them could... Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. She hoped one of them could help her find the white rabbit, but they were no help at all. Alice walked through a forest and came across a pair of roly-poly twins. Their names were written on their collars. "I see that you are Tweedledee and Tweedledum," she greeted them. "When first meeting someone, you should shake hands and state your name and business," said Tweedledum, grabbing Alice's hand. "That's manners," said Tweedledee, grabbing her other hand. With that, the tubby twins danced Alice around and swept her off her feet, but they were so rough that they flipped her over and knocked her onto her back. Alice was not amused. I wouldn't be either. It sounds like that hurt. "Talk about manners!" Alice exclaimed as she picked herself up and brushed herself off. "If you must know, my name is Alice, and I'm following the White Rabbit. I'm very sorry, but I must go." Despite the twins' protests, Alice went on her way. Soon she came to an unusual garden. Flitting about were bread and butterflies, and a rocking horsefly. Then Allison discovered that the flowers of Wonderland could speak. "What kind of flower are you?" a big red rose asked her. "Oh, I'm not any kind of flower," Alice replied. "No fragrance," a daisy said, sniffing at Alice's hair. "But I'm not a flower," Alice repeated. "Just as I suspected," the rose cried. "She's nothing but a common weed." "Leave!" shouted all the flowers together. "We don't want you in our lovely garden." Alice was forced to run away. That's not nice. I always think of flowers as being nice to people. Guess not. Near the garden, Alice saw a familiar grin up in a tree. It was the Cheshire Cat. When the rest of him appeared, Alice said, "Have you seen the White Rabbit?" "No," said the Cheshire Cat. "But if I were looking for him, I'd ask the Mad Hatter." "I'm not so sure I want to visit a mad person," said Alice. "Oh, you can't avoid it," said the cat. "Mostly everyone here is mad." And with that, the cat began to disappear. By mad, they mean like silly and just kind of a little bit wacky, kind of weird, not mad like angry. So instead of Mad Hatter, maybe it should be like the Silly Hatter, something like that. When the cat had completely disappeared, Alice realized that he hadn't told her how to find the Mad Hatter. As she wandered on, she saw 2 road signs pointing in the same direction. One read, Mad Hatter, and the other read, March Hare. Alice still had no wish to meet a Mad Hatter, but she hoped the March Hare might know the mysterious White Rabbit, too. Alice followed the signs to a clearing in the woods, where the Mad Hatter was giving a tea party. "No room!" the Mad Hatter howled as Alice plopped down in one of the many chairs around the table. "But there's plenty of room," Alice protested. "Perhaps," the March Hare admitted. "But it's very rude to sit down without first being invited." The Hatter and the Hare then proceeded to make Alice feel quite unwelcome. They not only refused to give her any tea, but it was clear they had no intention of helping her find the White Rabbit. So once again, Alice set off on her own. Alice soon came across one of the strangest creatures she'd meet in this very strange land. The Queen of Hearts. Though the queen was dressed like an ordinary queen in an ordinary deck of cards, she was most regal as she ordered her subjects around. The queen was playing an old game of croquet. The wickets were cards, the balls were hedgehogs, and the mallets were flamingos. When the queen invited Alice to play, she thought it might be fun, but it wasn't. Alice's flamingo refused to cooperate, and the queen turned out to be a terrible sport. "A his head!" she cried the minute anyone displeased her. Alice considered leaving the game since she very much wanted to keep her head, but she also wanted to meet the White Rabbit, who she felt was very near indeed. As it turned out, Alice did see the White Rabbit. He was working for the Queen. Alice was just about to introduce herself to him when the Cheshire Cat made another one of his unannounced appearances. Alice watched in horror as the mischievous cat tripped up the Queen and then promptly disappeared. And when the Queen turned accusing eyes on Alice, crying, "Off with her head!" Alice decided it was time for her, too, to disappear. Without so much as a hello or a goodbye to the White Rabbit, Alice took off into the woods. Faster and faster she ran, till she tripped headlong over a root and once more found herself whirling and swirling through time and space. "Please wake up, Alice," she heard a soft voice say. Alice awoke with a start, back on the riverbank. Dinah the cat was curled up in her lap. "You've been dreaming," said Alice's sister. "Oh dear," Alice cried. "I must have fallen asleep while you were reading to me." "It's been a long day," said her sister. "No wonder you're tired. Why don't we just go home now and have our tea?" "I seem to have lost my taste for tea," Alice said, recalling the Mad Hatter's tea party, "but I certainly would like to go home." Alice's sister gave her a puzzled look. Then she took Alice's hand, and they walked home together. Yay! That was fun. I like that book. I don't know why I'm yawning so much today. I guess I'm kind of tired. Well, I did wake up earlier than I usually do. I woke up at 6:30. Well, actually, I probably woke up at 6. But before that, I woke up at like 5 because Piper was making noise. And yeah. But I didn't actually really wake up until 6:30, and then I didn't get out of bed until 7. Very exciting things. So, might be a little tired today. But it's beautiful outside again. I'm so happy that we have this amazing weather. It just really makes everything a little bit less dark and sad. So, I'm happy about that. Yeah. I hope you guys are all having a great Tuesday. Doing something interesting today. I don't know. Or maybe you're gonna take a nap like Pancake is back there. Pancakey! Pancake! Oh, look at her. She's so cute. She's actually locked in here with me. Locked meaning I closed the door. Because she continues to be a bully to Piper. She will corner Piper into small spaces Piper can't get out of, and then Pancake comes by and just smacks her with her paw. It's not nice. So whenever we see that happening, we separate them, or we spray Pancake. First, we spray Pancake with water, and she runs away. If she comes back and tries to beat on Piper again, or lock or corner her, then we separate them. So right now she's being separated, but seems like she's kind of enjoying it because she's taking a nap. It's fine with me. I don't mind if she takes a nap in her quiet time. It's better than running up the walls or going crazy like Piper did yesterday. Yeah, I had a meeting. I had a meeting yesterday, a Zoom meeting, like a conference call, basically, with one of my clients. And I had Piper in here because Brad also had a call. So we couldn't have both cats together because we just don't know what's going to happen. And anyway, so I had Piper in here. And I had the window open because I thought She wants to hear the birds and look outside, which she did for the first 10 minutes. And then the garbage truck came. And I didn't know this about Piper, but apparently she hates really loud noises like the garbage truck, because she went crazy and she was running from one end of the room to the other, jumping really high up on the wall, scratching under the door, like trying to get out of the room because the noise was so loud. I had to like pause my meeting, get up, close the window, which helped a little bit, but she was still going crazy. So I ended up just like throwing a sheet on her because I didn't know what to do. She was like writhing around, like just going crazy. So I threw a sheet on her and it calmed her down. So I guess the moral of the story is if your cat's going crazy because of loud noise and you can't like just let them leave the room, throw a blanket on them or a sheet or something. It kind of cracked me up. But yeah, I felt bad because she was so scared. And then later when she calmed down, she like came and sat in my lap for like 10 minutes and I just petted her and it seemed like she just needed to be comforted. So poor kitty. So now I know about that, and I already knew that the garbage truck came on Mondays, but I forgot like what time. So now that I know that, either I'll try to not schedule my meetings for that time, or I'll just make sure that Piper's in the bedroom. Or maybe both. Sometimes we can lock both cats in the bedroom, and then Piper will just hide under the bed, and Pancake will sleep in the closet. That's fine. But we usually try not to lock them together unless both of us really need it to be quiet, no distractions in our meetings. So thankfully most of my clients are very flexible, and my client was like, it's fine, just take care of what you need to do so we can get back to the meeting. But yeah, that was very interesting. Up until then I had not really had any interruptions in my meetings. So even though I don't have children, cats apparently can be like that in a way. It's definitely not the same. No way. Like, I mean, I don't have, if I had kids, I would have more sleep deprivation and stuff, but cats can interrupt things too. It's not the same though. So I commiserate with my friends that have children. It's a lot harder to get things done, to get work done. But hopefully with the nice weather, if you've got kids that are old enough to play outside by themselves, then hopefully they are doing that. I don't know. Anyway, children, I love you. I love you all. All of you are amazing, beautiful, wonderful creations. I'm so glad that I know all of you that watch this for the most part. There might be some new random people that see this who I don't know. I think you're fine. Probably. Hopefully. Hopefully you're good people. But yeah, all the children that I know who watch this, you guys are awesome, and I love you. And I hope you're having a good Tuesday. I was gonna give you a plant update, but there's nothing new. I got some more buds on my big orchid, but they haven't opened, and the little one, oh wait, it's on the other side, so I didn't see it. There's another flower. Yes. So we have this one that opened a little while ago, last week. And then now, look, we've got another little guy who wants to open up. Yay, that's exciting. Yes. And then look, there's these little nubs. Those look like they're going to be more branches, because I think this here at the end is like a branch that's coming out longer. This branch is extending. And then once the branch extends, little things will come out like this. and then I'll get more buds. So there will probably be a lot more blooming happening on this thing, which is awesome. I'm so excited. I'm really glad that I saw that. Oh, don't do that. It's trying to stick to the window, but I don't want anything to happen with it. Okay, this video is super long. I'm sorry. But, you know, story time. I love you guys. I hope you're having a great day. Tell me the best thing that happened to you yesterday, Monday, and I'll see you tomorrow. I love you guys. Bye-bye.